Okay, I'm recording. Are you ready?
I guess.
As I just said a second ago, let's do this.
I'm ready. I'm ready.
Yeah, sure.
No.
Haha.
Nothing's new.
That's the magic word for me to release the Kraken. Good morning.
Morning.
As I saunter over.
We're twinses today.
This was not intentional, not planned.
In fact, I walked in the shop and we've been talking for like the last 15 minutes and neither of us said anything until right before we
I looked over and went, wait, that's the mask I'm wearing right now. Okay then. Good morning.
Good morning.
I don't cough into my mask. Welcome to the Sun Dragon Sideshow.
The Adventures of Liz and Rebecca.
Aha! I am Rebecca. I am the owner of Sun Dragon Art and Fiber in drizzly. See, we spend too much time together. Drizzly downtown Brevard, North Carolina.
But it's warm today. It's like it was 60 degrees on my way into work.
Next time, introduce yourself before you
I'm Liz. I'm the Minion at Sun Dragon Art and Fiber in warm, drizzly downtown Brevard.
Yeah, that was complicating for me because like even this is almost too much to wear right now. And last week I was in chunky sweaters.
Yeah.
What the heck? Like I was gonna wear a different shawl today, and we have an appointment at 10, so we're just trying to get going. And you know, I was gonna not wear this, which I've worn for the past week, which I appreciate because it's the thing I finished last in terms of a cowl-y type thing. But y'all are probably getting bored of it. This is the Miss Sunshine from Lang Yarns, Wool Addicts Air. No longer our yarn of the week, still an amazing yarn. So, and I was trying to figure out how to. I know you all are eagerly anticipating. Liz said she'd bring in her Papillons, and she did it, and I forgot my Papillons. Liz says, that looks like it's gonna break. No, that's not even all the, wait, those are the ones on needles, right?
Those are the ones on needles and hooks, and I have all of them here. I have 6 Papillons.
I was like, I didn't even get my Papillons down, and I forgot the one I'm currently working on, and then I went, today's not about me. At least Papillon ones. Because
it should be about all the Papillons, and you're doing your Papillon out of yarn that I don't have in my bag. So.
Yeah, but I forgot it, so we'll revisit my Papillons another day. Because you know let's just focus on this when we get to that point. Eventually. I will steal the spotlight for 1 minute, maybe more, because it's me. It's my birthday today.
Happy birthday!
Thank you. I'm not a big birthday celebrator, but I will say 2 things on it being my birthday today. Other than, yay, it's my birthday, whatever. So I posted on Facebook about having more gray hair, which is my badge of honor of getting older. And I'm not dyeing my hair right now because pandemic, not fancy dye. Liz is still dyeing her hair. I really should, but like I think about my hairdresser every time and I'm like, I can't do it. I just can't do it. I don't know if I'll ever be able to get back to him, but I can't do it. I have such long hair now. It's a nightmare.
It'll take about 2 bottles now.
It is so hard. I look back, okay, I'm digressing a lot, but squirrel. I look back at my intro knitting and crochet videos on my tips and tricks channel. My hair is so short. It's like up here when I started. Anyway, yeah, it always looked like I killed someone in the shower when I dyed my hair on my own, and that's when it was short. So yeah, we'll see.
That's what mine looks like.
I know.
It washes out.
Yeah.
Scrubs out, washes out.
It depends on how dirty your shower is. Okay, I'm digressing majorly. So the reason I brought that up is 2 things. Is what I put in my Facebook and Instagram post this morning, and some of this I put in my newsletter, is if you want to help me celebrate my birthday, doing something for me. Well, actually, both of these are doing something for me, kind of. I started a Facebook birthday fundraiser on my personal page, which I'll try to share to my business page sometime today, to raise money for Cystic Fibrosis Foundation. My niece has cystic fibrosis, and we couldn't walk for her this year. So, so I'd like to do a fundraiser. I'm hoping to far exceed the minimum amount that they're hoping that, you know, they plop on that when you organize one. So if you would like to donate charitably, consider that. That would be wonderful, because I don't need gifts. The other way you can give me a gift in a roundabout fashion, if I'm going to help you celebrate, because we have a birthday discount at the shop. And for some people who have only been watching us on Facebook, this might be news. And for people who have not paid attention for a while, because it wasn't in our newsletter for a long time, you might have forgotten, who are regular shoppers, you get a birthday discount. Doesn't have to be on your birthday, but you only get one a year. And it's 20% off a sale. And this week only, you get to use my birthday discount. It's like those car salesmen when they're like, we're giving you our savings. Haha, that's what I'm doing. So go on down. You can use the code Rebecca's B-Day online. It should work with or without the apostrophe. Let me know. Or you can come by the shop and wish me a happy birthday, and I'll give you 20% off your sale. Not automatic. You gotta, you know, do the egotistic stroking of my ego by wishing me a happy birthday. But online, it's the code Rebecca's B-Day with a space. If I remember, I'll go back and make some versions of it without a space, but right now it's with a space. So by the time this is published, I might have fixed that. So.
Maybe we'll see.
Maybe. Yeah, this works until Friday. It's only for the days we are open this week. So today, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. So people who are behind on these YouTube episodes, I hope you get our newsletter. Or
my brain just went, what about Tuesday? It's today.
It's our Monday. I hope you get my newsletter or follow social media, because I put it both places. But if you only watch YouTube and you catch up on this next week, it's a sad thing, but you still can use your birthday discount once a year.
You have to call the shop.
That you have, yes, that will not automatically work online. You got to call the shop to use that. So, and caveats, so Liz knows and can remember, you can't combine discounts. That automatically works on the website, and we do that here. You can only use one discount per sale. And you can't, for shop sales, you can't use Dragon Dollar rewards on a purchase that is a special discount thing. So anyway, yeah, that took too long to talk about. But so what, we were gonna do our week in progress next?
We could do our week in progress, or the boxes.
Oh, let's do the boxes, because they're sitting in front of us. We got a visit from this.
She has a new.
She has a new logo. I love it. Daydream Dye Works. Hi, Emerald. We got a visit from her on Friday. She still, whole skeins are, you know, big 100-gram skeins in the shop. Low supply, because not her fault. Her supplier, she can't get yarn from them. So but that's COVID. That's craziness right now. So when that gets regulated out, we'll hopefully have more of her yummies in the shop. She's got yummies in her own shop if you want bigger quantities of yarn that aren't the colors that we have. But you can check out our stuff online. She brought these little boxes, and we have, let's see, 2 fingering weight and 4 DK weight. I was like, 12? No, that's another number on here. These are not her advent calendars. Those are very popular things. For people who don't know, advent calendar knitting is like, you have a countdown to Christmas, a whole 24 days of little mini skeins, and woo! And she only had enough to fill her own pre-orders for that. So we don't have a stockpile in the shop. That's okay.
She did a special solely for our shop.
I'm so excited.
Just like the only place you
Yay.
can find this box, which is 12 Days of Christmas.
And 12 Days of Christmas, for those of you who are like, but who's Emerald? What's Daydream Dye Works? This is the pocket watch shawl that I'm making. I love her hand dyes. They're just luscious colors with really fun names. And I don't think this is in here, but you know, good stuff.
We don't know what colorways are in here, because
she's got the DK one. I have a fingering weight one. Look how pretty she made this. I don't want to toss it all over the place. I think at least one of those it fell and I had to make it look pretty again. But see all this? They're all individually wrapped.
So we can't tell.
So please keep this all dry and safe if you're coming on a drizzly day like today, because they're all wrapped in tissue paper, and they're numbered. It's 12 days of Christmas. You don't have to wait until the 12 days after Christmas. You could do it the 12 days leading up to Christmas, like a surprise on every day. Woo!
Half an advent calendar kind of thing.
Yes, I have 3, I have 4. I forget if she labeled inside what they are.
She generally, like for Valentine's Day, she tucked a little thing inside the.
Cool.
Just to remind everybody, and as part of the Papillon thing.
Although we're not going to do
I did the Valentine's Day mini skeins.
We had little roses that were like mini skeins wrapped up like roses, and she bought a ton of them. But they were basically like these little mini skeins.
So with 10 grams.
Yes, they are all 10 grams.
I did 2 Papillons, the top, into row 14.
So you had 12 fingering weight 10-gram mini skeins.
Yeah, and I got all the way into the second.
Yeah.
On 2 shawls with 10 grams. So
maybe enough for a whole Papillon if you weren't. No, maybe not. But
no, well, you'd have to start mixing out. But
yeah, but she did part 1, the top triangle on 2 Papillons.
Part 1 and a couple of stripes into section 2.
There you go.
Yeah.
So it's
it's more yarn than you think.
So think about it this way. Okay, the fingering weight one, 12 mini skeins. Each mini skein is 10 grams, and has 46 yards on it. So you have over 100 grams, which is like one skein. Like my Stormy Sky shawl is written for only one skein, 100 grams. So you have more than enough to do a shawl with this, with fingering weight. Now the DK weight might be a little different. Might get a good like mini shawlette. That's the word I'm going for. or a cowl or something. But that has 12 10-gram skeins that have 24 yards in each one. So cute little amount.
You're going to wind up with just under 300 yards.
Yeah, and when people say, like, what can I do with this? It's like, well, you can use them all together, and like Liz did in her Papillon, and just change them out. You can use them separately as highlights for things. You could use them as heels and toes and socks. You know, lots of different things you could do. These are $75 a piece, and they are not online as an emergency goes by outside. I hope everyone's safe from wherever they're going. We have, you have to call it. You don't have to come to the shop. You can call the shop. You can get these from far away. We may find a creative way to ship them or discuss that with you, because these are big and heavy. Not heavy, but, you know, awkward to mail. But if you want the whole thing, because look, oh my gosh, look, they're so cute.
They're so cute.
You got a little candy canes and stuff on them. Ooh. So you can call the shop to get one, or you can come by the shop. It is first come, first serve. We only have 2 fingering weight ones and 4 DK weight ones. And we're talking about them today instead of on the most dangerous day of the week, because things on the most dangerous day of the week tend to get discounted. These will not be discounted. Although I did just say I have my birthday sale this week, so we'll figure it out. Anyway. Yeah. Didn't think about that. So who wants to work the system? Let me know. But, you know, also consider doing us a favor and helping keep the shop alive. So, all right. Didn't sound desperate, right? Okay, nope. Good. So, Liz, what did you work on this weekend?
I made socks. Well, I'm making socks.
She's got her socks as far as the one she finished of mine and cast off. So
I am now starting.
Which is right here. Hey, look at that. Look, she's further along than the one that she finished of mine.
I have heels.
So what are you doing for these awesome socks?
So I'm hard on socks. So I found 3 varieties of sock yarn at the shop. Mm-hmm. That's not merino wool. Yeah, it's
so
roving gangs of sheep.
super
soft,
wash wool, but not merino.
Yes.
Merino is soft, and people love soft, but it's not durable, as durable.
Yeah, I'm hard on my feet, and I walk around barefoot in socks in the wintertime here at the shop. So I found 3 yarns at the shop that were not.
You might be able to show them off just through the bag, or you could take them out.
Maybe I can take them out. It's okay. So one is our online super sock. This is the Norwegian colorway I bogarted. Like,
yeah, that's the one you're making your sweater out of.
I'm making a sweater out of.
Are you still gonna have enough for your sweater? Or you just figured
I just bogarted one, or I took
you just
one.
Stole one from the
I
Bogart.
stole one. I bought like 6 of them. I have enough for a sweater. We have other colors, and they have jojoba and aloe in them, and so it's soft and pretty. And then Wasco sock comes in some really fun colors.
That's our sock of the week for
yep.
15% off until we do another. Ooh, I wonder what this will do with the sound. Who knows? We're gonna experiment, find out.
And then Perth. So these 3 colors on this sock. And then I've got another 3 colors, same yarns, different colorways.
And what's really funny is they're very different colorways, and yet the socks, they don't totally match, but they, like, especially when you're looking at them on camera, they kind of look matchy-matchy, even though they're not. Like, I can tell the one over on the left is much warmer than the one on the right, and it does have warmer colors in it.
Yep, it's got a yellowy red and orange, and then it's got Alice Springs and the black one of these.
I like that you picked the three they aren't 6 random yarns. Like, you picked 3 and 3 of like matching brands or styles of yarn, but then the colors are different.
Yeah.
So yeah.
And so
she's very thoughtful about this.
I early days I wanted a long color fade, a stripey, or a Fair Isle bit, and then a speckled, and that's what I got. So this one will do stripes and Fair Isle bits, long color fade, speckles, and so they're all mixed up in my
mishmash.
The other thing, and this kind of surprised some friends over the weekend, I'm triple stranding them on 2.5 needles.
She's knitting on 2.5s look ginormous to me compared to the sock needles I'm on, but they're tiny for her brain, for her reality.
For my world,
yeah,
they're tiny. I've killed my shoulders. My finger has a big divot in it. But the reason I knew I had to triple strand them is because I had to go down. I also started my brains hat.
Yay, brains!
This on Thursday night, because I was playing with it on Friday.
It's another flaming hat, right?
It's another flaming hat. It's Zombie Apocalypse 2020 and Pebble Beach.
From Cyberspace Vivacious Decay.
Yeah. So one side looks like brains with zombies poking through, and the other side looks like zombies with brains poking through. And
I like the zombie with brains poking through.
It's really cool. And the brim is done on a 2.5. And
so DK on a 2.5.
I was looking at that going, this is still really loose for what I'm looking for socks.
And that's a general rule of thumb with socks, is the tighter you can knit them, the longer hopefully they will last, the more durable they will be. So that's why I'm going down to zeros for mine with fingering weight. There are such things as double zeros and triple zeros, and I'm good.
That's crazy talk right there.
We only have those as tips for needles in the shop for the mini set of Chatagoo's. We don't even like carry them regularly. So you and DK is the equivalent of 2 strands of fingering weight, and so you added another strand.
I would looking at how it holds together, I would call it more Aran weight.
So
than,
it actually pushes a little past worsted.
It's in the thicker end of worsted.
Okay.
I would say it's not like.
And I'd say
it's more like Encore weight, like the encore end of Aaron, Aaron encore.
So maybe it would
not quite chunky.
be closer to a red heart, which we don't get.
Yeah.
Which is a hefty worsted.
They're thick, but they're not like I put them. I had only done this much, and I put them on my toes, and I was like, "They're so warm."
Well, it's really funny because I made worsted weight socks for my family last year, and I only went down. I'm like, well, I should do them on tighter needles because they're socks. I went down from an 8 to a 6. You're on a 2.5.
I'm hoping that if I can get more than one pair out of every sock.
And ever.
Well, I told Mom, because Mom's like, well, we get the good socks from REI and the hiking, and they last me like years. And I'm like, I get Smart Wool socks that they're $20 to $30 a pair.
They're good quality, yeah.
I wear a hole in them in 3 months. I'm hard on my feet. So
let's talk about the pattern. So they're 2 at a time, toe up. Is the pattern written 2 at a time?
The pattern I think was written 1 at a time.
And she's just
on Magic Loop.
Which you can take 1 at a time and make them 2 at a time. They're cool in that what she's been showing me as she looks it up is they're toe up, but they have a heel that's almost like it's got the gusset and the turn and everything, but in a different direction. It's cool. It's not a short row heel with the line at the heel like the socks I made.
It was an it's toe up worsted socks. It's a free pattern on Ravelry. It's a modified, she modified the pattern by Liette Gatt of Knit Freedom with fingering weight socks. And her purpose was teaching toe up Magic Loop worsted weight for beginners. Mm-hmm. So she recommends a 5 worsted weight yarn. She even did one in Adria.
5? That's a chunky weight. A number 5?
5 needle.
A 5 needle.
5 needle.
I thought that's what you meant first. And then I was like, you're on a 2.5.
Yeah, she did one in Adria Fill and Cascade 220 Superwash, which I consider more DK than worsted, but the pattern is super simple. Like, I've never done socks, and is
it a free pattern?
It's a free pattern.
Okay, you might have already mentioned that. I'm trying to keep.
I was super worried when I was like, it's a free pattern. A lot of patterns, you get what you pay for.
Yeah.
And I was like, it's socks, and socks are supposed to be these complicated things, or at least some people discuss them.
Myth and legend, just like brioche.
Like brioche. And so I clicked it. It's on it's in box.com or whatever, you can save it. Anyway, this is what the pattern looks like. And
I'll try to get the listing from her and put it in the description.
She uses either Judy's Magic Cast On or Turkish Cast On. And the video she has for Turkish Cast On, I watched that and went, that's easier than I've seen other Turkish Cast On videos and been like, I don't understand. And this one, it was like, oh, okay. So, the hardest thing was casting on 2 socks because she has it set up for 1. So I did Magic Loop for each foot.
Okay.
And then
you transfer them? I
slipped needles and stitches. It was great fun to put them both on my 2
cool
circulars.
And here, can you do me a favor and show people the heel?
Yeah.
Because you were showing me the heel, and it's really, really cool. Like, what I would describe it as what she's showing you, the back side of the heel looks like what the bottom of the foot heel would be if you're going cuff down. Yeah. And she claims there's no wraps and turns or German short rows or anything in this. So, which is how a top down classic heel would work. They don't have wraps and turns and things. So.
I was looking and I thought about doing German short rows and I was like, this isn't working. And then I backed everything out.
But if it doesn't tell you to do a short row, then you shouldn't have to do a.
It says begin working back and forth across the heel in short row technique.
That's okay. So it is short row in that you're not going across the whole row, but it is not short row in that you need wraps and turns.
Yeah.
that's like my Pioneer braid scarf has technically short rows in that you're not doing the whole row.
Yeah.
So that is a short row,
Yeah.
but there's no wraps and turns. So yes, that's why German short rows aren't necessary, because there's no wraps and turns.
It was way easier than I thought, because I almost texted Rebecca a picture and went, what do I do? But then, you know.
This, even though this looks like a slip and wrap and thing, short row, the short row on this stocking for the heel is not, it's a short row, but it doesn't have the wraps and turns either. There's ways to bridge the gap, which is also what you're doing when you do gussets and heel turns and cuff down socks that don't use that method, the wrap and turn method.
I really liked it. I will probably not use any other pattern and continue
ever
using
again
this one for the rest of my sock
career. And we discussed last week that all sock knitters, most sock knitters, tend to fall into, this is my favorite sock pattern and that's the only one I will use once they find the one.
I don't need fancy socks. I want tight, thick socks on this size needle. I won't go any lower, trust me. I did look at Bernie when I was like this far done with socks, and I was like, look, I'm making socks. And he's like, ooh. And I'm like, never am I going to make a pair for you. I'm sorry. I love you. I'm not making socks for anybody else. Like, he went, oh, is Brian getting socks?
I already made Brian socks, so you can't use that defense. I'm sorry.
No. I was like, that's Rebecca. I'm not making you socks.
I made the family socks. I'm still figuring out Christmas this year, but they already got socks. And I don't make socks for kids like my niece and nephew. I love you, but I'm not making you socks because your feet are still growing.
Yeah.
So you will outgrow them hopefully before you wear them out, but that still creates the problem of I need to make you more socks. So yes, there's knitworthy, and apparently then there's sockworthy, and that's much higher than knitworthy.
Well, part of that is if I'm doing these on a 2.5 for me, I'd either have to do bigger needles, you know, but they'd be loose socks, and if he wore a hole in them, I'd have to kill him.
Is that because it would take too much longer to knit? So
he's got big feet, so I'm like, no socks.
All right, I'm gonna try to whiz through all my knitting from the weekend because we got to get to your Papillons.
Sorry.
We still have like half an hour.
I've got cuffs.
Not that we're gonna use the whole half hour, but we could if we need to. Mm-hmm. So this is my pièce de résistance for the weekend and whatever. I started doing a crochet shawl. So last week in my last week in my newsletter, I highlighted a new shawl called the Nessie Shawl, and it looked super complicated. I was like, ooh, cool. And then I went, yeah, I gotta make this. So I got and it was claiming it needed like 1,400 yards to 1,600 yards of yarn. Like, you do as many repeats as you want to do once you get started. I'm like 9 rows into, or 4 rows in, or so, whatever, into the second repeat. And it took me like all weekend of forever and ever and ever to do. I should finish the sentence. Hang on, I'm getting there. So go back to my previous thought. Now I know, no offense, Brian, but now I know how Brian feels when he's trying to, he kind of bounces around. I'm like, finish the sentence, and I feel that. Queensland United Foursome. I have used enough yarn I can put my fist through here right now. It's a wool cotton blend of a light fingering weight yarn, and there's 4 colors. Like her shawl was this beautiful fade through like tons of yardage, and this is not quite a fade, but this started with a light gray, which I'm about to show you, and then light blue, and then charcoal, and then dark blue. So it's going to have big chunks of color, and it won't necessarily fade. That's like Sheep G's is really known for the fades and stuff, and but we don't have that in the shop. So this is one that it's 1,500 yards of yarn here, which means I've gotten through about 450 or so yards because I just finally, I'm on a D. I think hook. I think the pattern called for an E or an F, but I'm a loose crocheter, and I started on that and didn't like it. So it took forever and neglecting some of my other projects at times to get this far. But look at all that fun detail. back post and front post double
is,
crochets and triple crochets, and it's so pretty.
It looks so cool. Like I've seen pictures of it all weekend, but it looks.
It's got puffs. It's got so many fun details. And look, I just started my new blue, so it's got a little edge of blue, little bitty. I'm having a lot of fun with it, but the rows are starting to take a really long time because I'm probably at like 300 stitches across right now. So because it's teeny tiny. But that's my crochet. I'm getting back to crochet. We got to show crochet some love. I would call that at least an intermediate pattern. But if you're familiar with crochet, don't be daunted by it. If you're really comfortable with crochet, you can totally do it. It has a chart, which boggles my mind, but helps me when the written instructions don't make sense. So that's one. I already showed you my Stormy Sky, which I only got a little bit done on. I think I've lost all my cable needles in my bag somewhere, hopefully. Oh no, look, here's one. Yay. My Euclid shawl is getting a little bigger. That has like a lattice work on it, which is kind of cool. It's, the wrong side rows are kind of very similar, but then the right side rows, one creates the holes that you can see when I'm putting this in front of something light. And the other row creates the lattice work of just one by one cables. Really pretty, really fun. May not finish it to wear this yummy fall color during fall, but hey. My Richland shawl, which will look black on camera probably. I'm using, it's by D. O'Keefe. It's so yummy.
It's so dark and broody.
It's dark and broody. It's a maroon. It's a really nice dark maroon. And it's got this lacework panel that looks like 3 feathery sections. And as you keep growing on this end, again, it's not even going to show up on camera, but these little stars, little bunched up stitches that will probably really pop. See if I do this, you can kind of see them. Will start to really pop probably when I block it. So this is finally getting a little bigger. I tried to like hit every single one of these on Saturday.
It was Shawl Saturday.
It was Shawl Saturday. Because I've started a new shawl. What? Andrea Mowry just published a shawl. And I love all her mosaic stuff, but this one wasn't mosaic. Oh, look, I thought I'd lost my cable needle. It's here in the back. I'm using my Prim ergonomic cable yoga needle that I can, you can make it any shape you want. This is the one I've settled into, which is not a shape you can buy in stores, to help with the on and off of a cable. It's called Honey Moss, and the whole bottom is honeycomb cable. And then the top, when it gets really big, becomes like feathery lace work like the Richland. So this is how far I've gotten. Of course, it's starting to curl a little bit, but look how fun that is. Oh, that shows up really nice on camera. The honeycomb just, gives this grid look, which is really, really pretty. And you can tell pretty quickly if you don't do your cables the right way. But on every 4th row of this, you're cabling every 4 stitches, just become a cable of one way or the other. So you're using your cable needle on every 4th row and just going. And I'm doing it out of Ultra Alpaca and this really yummy heathery, like kind of, it's not pea green, but it's like peach. It's like, I don't know. It's got little flecks of yellow in it. It's so pretty. It's
almost like a spring grass green.
Mm-hmm. And it's just really, really pretty. Ultra Alpaca, 50% alpaca, 50% wool. We don't have it on the website yet. We'll see. We'll see what we pick for tomorrow. We haven't even thought about that yet. But that encourages me to take photographs. We have so many colors. It's going to be cumbersome is the best word to get it up online. But we would love to do that for you. The reason it's cumbersome is my online system is limited to 12 photos. So if you've looked at any of our yarns we have online that have a lot of colors, and we haven't gone back to photograph them, you don't get to see all the colors. It's really complicated. Anyway, enough complaining from me. I think that hits everything that I touched this weekend for the most part, because we got to get to Liz's Papillons. I just want to, if anyone's like, I want to do something other than a Papillon, look how many options you have of the other shawls. But you really should do a Papillon because they're awesome. There's only knitting in short rows, and increases. And that might sound daunting, but it's really not. It's really, once you get the hang of it, awesome.
So I've only worked on like one of these in the last couple of days.
So what was the tally? We've got
I have 7 Papillons done.
Okay.
6 are at the shop.
I'm only on my 3rd.
One is hanging in the window.
I've only finished 2. Okay. One's in the window, and I have one in the window.
Yeah.
Mine's small, hers is big.
It's my DK.
You can tell if you come by. If you come decide to be a Viking. Yeah.
Yes. And then I have my Halloween, the 2
Daydream Dyeworks
Daydream Dyeworks ones. I have my first Noro one.
I'm going to put these back down again so we can see what you're going to show us. Okay, that was 5.
5, and then I have my morning one. That's 6.
6.
And then the one I sent to my sister is 7.
Okay.
So 7. And then I sent a message to Carol, shout out to Carol yesterday. I was like, this is how many I found. Does that sound right?
We have knitters who keep track for us.
So this is my newest one on needles that I probably should get done faster than the other ones.
Now, the question is, as I'm bringing these out, did people want to see your finished ones? We might have to, at the end, hold up some of your finished ones.
Yeah.
Except for the one in the window, I don't think we have time to take that down. So you have to come by the shop to see it.
This one is, by the way, the biggest one I have, or biggest needle size. It's a 10.5. I think the rest I'm doing on 10s. This is Fiber Spades DK, and then it's a hand-dyed yarn and mohair held together for the...
Are you holding mohair with the whole thing? Because
no.
Some of it looks fuzzier than others. Or
I'm only holding mohair together in the rows, not the contrasting or the...
Okay.
Yeah.
So there's mohair, excuse me for grabbing it, there's mohair in this section?
Yes.
But it looks like a different color.
It is.
You swapped colors.
Yeah. I have a darker mohair.
Inquiring minds want to know.
And a darker, it's the same, but it's only a 5 and 6 row. So it'll be 5 and 6, 15 and 16, and 25 and 26. Will be this color.
It's the one with the
it's a dark teal.
Green and orange, green and blue squares, or the weird increases on the edges.
Or Pokemon balls.
Yes, that can't be unseen.
Can't be unseen.
So that's really pretty.
So there's that one.
Okay. Is that the one that you've done the least amount of work on? Because
I think it's the newest one. Okay. In fact, I just did row 5 and 6 yesterday. Because I was like, ooh.
And all this morning, I was like, I need to bring my Papillon in. I was filming my morning meditation. I need to bring that in today. By the time I left the house,
this one's gonna be is my purple and white negative.
Okay. And some of these are jammed on, so she'll show you as best as she can, but you'll get the flavor.
I started section 1 doing the negative. Where the solid color is
your main
color. Yep. And then I swapped it for the middle section.
That's really cool.
And then it'll go back to that.
And that's a way to distribute your yarn usage.
Yeah. Because with
You're
this
not sure
one
how much you have,
and my red, dark, and broody one, I'm not sure that I have enough of the speckles to get through. This is one of my Noros. This was probably the second one I started.
Oh yes.
And I just haven't gotten back to it.
So we've got, is it Bachi or is it Ito?
It's Ito.
Ito, which is worsted weight. Noro for the main color, and it's in Cascade Eco.
Yeah, for my, and I'll need,
which is a chunky, but it's a light chunky.
And it's on 10.5 needles too, I think.
Your contrast color.
Yeah. It just looks, on the camera, it looks super dark and broody, but
it's not quite that dark.
It's not quite that.
We would need like all kinds of fancy extra lighting in here, and ain't nobody got time and money for that. So if you're like, no, I need to see better color from y'all, you can donate some lighting to the shop.
This one is another, it was probably my third. Yeah, it's another Ito. I love the way the Ito looks. And I'm running
that
short of
blue-
yarn, so I have the blue and the purple separate.
Okay. So she's got a couple of solids that, again, it's the Pokemon rows, right?
Yep.
That you're using. So it's the ones that would be not the orange and red squares for people who know the pattern. Rows.
When I get to the next Pokemon balls, they're gonna flip.
Oh, cool.
So it'll all flip back and forth.
Your contrast color, it looks like Rapture, if I'm
It
identifying
is.
that correctly. It looks black right now, but it's really, 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 really dark green.
Super dark green.
Very pretty.
So
awesome.
That one. And then.
But wait, there's more.
But wait, there's more. The bag. It's a big bag.
It's a never-ending bag. I saw you trying to bring that bag in this morning.
Yeah. This is my dark and broody. And I was going to do it.
It's another Lorna's Laces. Right?
Negative. But instead of doing it negative, it's Oxygen by Lorna's Laces. Is the Pokemon balls are black. So you wind up doing the black,
the 5 and 6 and
the 5 and 6 and my contrast.
And then the row in between them, the 5 and 6 row in between them. And if anyone's like, you're speaking another language, when you do the pattern, you'll get used to this lingo.
It's a Pokemon ball without an eye.
Oh, that's okay.
Without the button to turn it on.
So everything's just trapped inside forever and ever and ever and ever. Ooh.
And then there's the Zoe one.
Zoe is a cotton linen blend we have in the shop. Look at that. You can see your dress through it because it's nice and open. And it's a teal and red.
The top is
blue, but it's teal.
Is teal contrast with red main color. And then as I'm going into the next row, it's teal main color and red contrast. So
really pretty.
Just realized most of these are in section 2. I should probably knock some of them out. Winter's coming.
Winter is always coming. It can be like 2 at a time socks. You should be doing like.
I should be doing
section.
5 at a time.
5 at a time.
I have like 3 60-inch cables screwed together. Yeah. Zombie apocalypse.
Yay, zombie apocalypse, like her brains hat.
Yeah, I thought about changing. I'm like, I should change it. I'm like convinced I should change it, but
she was gonna rip this out, and instead of the purple,
I was gonna do brains,
which again is Rapture. She was gonna do the brains for the contrast. I like the purple.
I like the purple.
You could always do a middle section with.
I think I'm gonna add brains as like some pods,
some Pokemon balls or something. Yeah.
The brains might be my pod. So.
And besides, then you'd have to redo it all. The mountain is growing. Here, I'm gonna put this.
They get bigger, more and more and more. And then there's this one. Yeah.
Ooh, that's the Liana.
The Liana, yep. And linen.
And linen.
And it's my ghost because it's all.
It's like the butterflies with the thin membrane.
And it has 2 different colors of the Liana. It has
I can see that. Yeah.
The blue.
The blue
tealy, and then the rainbow for the pods. I'm kind of obsessed with putting different colored pods in.
It's a thing.
So
that's okay. But wait, there's more.
There's 3 more actually. This one is the cotton and
that is the Ultra Pima for the contrast.
Yep.
In Cairns. And is it different colors of Cairns or is
it's all the same.
That rose heart something.
Yeah.
It's a pretty color.
It's doing like because it's got different fades, you're getting pops in different places. So it's kind of fun.
I would wonder how you would keep working on all of these. Like you'd have to schedule them or something.
Sometimes I play with them until I find the one that I'm like, ooh, I have to finish this one. And
yeah, like I'm looking at my shawls, which are all different, and saying, what order do I work on them? Do I pick the one that's closest to being done? Do I pick the one that needs the most work? Like, how will I continue my progress? Do I only knit the ones I like, which could mean some things won't get touched forever?
This one's all Ultra Pima, and it has the pop of red.
Oh, look at that! What? Awesome. Very, very pretty. So two teals, kind of.
Yeah, two tealies.
Aqua, tealy, something.
Yeah.
What people call aqua or teal, or there's other words that fit in that category. Common language, no. We're good.
And this one is not on needles. That's it.
There's stuff in there, but it's just yarn. It's not patterns.
There are
it's
10 on needles and 1 on hook.
That's amazing. So yeah, she's trying to follow the pattern doing single crochets. And it's kind of working.
It's kind of working. It's kind of a lumpy.
It's kind of doing a weird shape along the upper edge, but it's a good use of leftovers. And for anyone who says, ooh, a crochet papillon, can you write me a pattern? No, we cannot.
I am taking the knit pattern, and instead of knitting the stitch, I'm single crocheting the stitch.
Mm-hmm.
And so
it is a grand experiment that we are not going to help you reproduce. You can try to reproduce it on your own.
If you're familiar with knit and crochet, have fun.
Have fun.
But I'm not. I'm
it's still an experiment, and beyond that, no.
I'm more. It's for me. It's just I wanted to see if I could do it. Like, how does it transfer? Because I've told people forever, knitting is single crochet for the rest of your life.
And she does not necessarily say that in a positive connotation.
I don't like single crochet.
So that she's doing, so that's why that one may not be getting a whole lot of love right now. I would not. I would be like, yeah, that's the bottom of my list.
It was my shop thing for a while.
It was it was like a fun experiment for a little while. And now life,
Yeah.
Socks. Yay, socks! I did that for my morning meditation this morning. So I knit like 2 rows on my cuff down socks. Sweet. Because they have taken a side. As much as I am now fascinated with socks, there's so many things I'm trying to do.
I'm gonna do socks forever. Ooh, squirrel.
I'm trying to keep everybody inspired, but I need to finish something. Oh boy.
You did.
What? I did?
Didn't you finish something this week?
I finished this, and I finished The Age of Brass and Steam, but I forgot to block it this weekend because life was a little crazy this weekend. I'm attempting next weekend to maybe take the weekend off again. And then I have to decide what I want to work on my weekend off. Yeah, we'll see how that goes.
Probably socks.
Maybe I'll get back to my socks. Maybe I'll finish some shawls or sweaters, because y'all, when it finally gets cold out, I need to make sure I'm not wearing the same sweater every day for you all. So, hey, I wanna follow up with, we showed these off. Since we have such limited quantities of them, only 1 per customer. As much as you might want to bogart them all and see if you get, repeats and fun things, and no, 1 per customer, please, so we can share the wealth and the love and the specialness.
And I will throw this out there. I'll wait till Christmas. Like, if there's any left by Christmas.
If somehow people don't want them, then maybe Liz will buy them. But first come, first serve. Yeah. Anyway. So I think that's about it. We got about 10 minutes before our first appointment comes, which gives us time. If why don't we spend just a couple minutes? The shawls, the papillons you have right there. If we haven't shown the finished ones,
Yes,
just so you get a
one more.
Oh.
It was over here and I didn't bring it over there.
Okay.
Sorry.
So mine, maybe I'll show off another day because they're all hung up or at home. one of Liz's that's finished, we're not going to show off because it's hung up on the front window and that's too complicated at the moment to show off. So that one's your first one though, right?
Yep.
Let's
want to do them in order?
I'm gonna be all kinds of complicated and make us do this in order. So this is the first one Liz ever made.
Which I was binding off for what, our
first or second show or something.
Yeah.
So this is Ito, right?
Noro Ito and
Ito, worsted weight.
Cascade
Eco,
yeah.
Natural.
Yep.
Yay! This is part of what got us started on the show. And then that one's your second one, right?
This one was the second one I finished.
And this is the first one that Liz did with the moth variant, which means, we have these little eyes in the Pokemon balls.
The 6 colors, and she tells you where to switch colors. And
this was worsted weight, right?
Yeah.
But she instead of picking the color changing yarn, she actually has like how many colors? 6, 7?
There's 7.
Seven colors in here. And then you can see it against my shirt there. It's got a picot-like bind off, frilly bind off that I'm going to try on my third one, and we'll see how it goes.
It's fun. You go from 460 something stitches to 1,025 in like 2 rows.
Okay, and then a reminder of the Daydream Dye Works. This is same colors, different contrast. A whole bunch of Daydream Dye Works with a cream natural contrast. This is the first one. Again, that frilly bottom and everything, right? Same thing, same colors with the black. The camera does not do it justice. This one pops and sings. And we're getting the bleed through from the back a little bit, but it's like a stained glass window. If you want to come see it in person, let us know. And then your Halloween one here.
And then my Halloween one.
Again, there's one more DK one in the front window. It's the fancy French one. The snooty French one.
Yeah, the snooty French one.
It's got some French yarn in it. This is your Halloween one. Again, we have the eyes in the Pokemon balls. We've got, it's the Butterbeer from Yarn Baby. We have other Yarn Baby colors still available.
And then Llama Lace.
Llama Lace purple and Llama Lace
green.
Like fun Grello green.
Yep.
Awesome. So, okay, yeah, we got to go because my calendar is reminding me the appointment is coming kind of soon. So we love you. We miss you. Subscribe, share. We're getting there on subscribers. Share with people you think would find this fun and entertaining. And we'll see you tomorrow for the most dangerous day of the week. Come to Knit Night tonight if you want to come to Knit Night tonight. Yay! On Zoom.
And send us questions for Becky and Lizzy.
For Dear Becky and Lizzy. Give them the address while I walk around.
The address is Dear Becky and Lizzy, Sundragon Art and Fiber, 35 South Broad Street.
Faster.
Brevard, North Carolina, 28712.
I'm just joking.
Or Liz at sundragonartandfiber.com.
Bye.